Hi guys, welcome back to Karamia's Corner. Join me today for a Craft With Me video. Let's make some vintage slide specimen cards for our junk journals. My friend Joanne, also known here on YouTube as Nikita2471, had previously shown a really cool die set that she got from, I think, scrapbook.com. I'll put an insert of a picture of what that die looks like. And I really liked it. I was looking around in my craft room trying to figure out if I could recreate that vintage slide. And I was able to make 3 different sizes. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Now this project is perfect. It's a scrap buster. So if you have a lot of paper scraps, this is the perfect time to use it. You have stickers, washi, and stamps. Take those out. Let's use it up. And for our punch, we're going to need our little badge punch. And I've had this for years in my craft room, so I'm going to use that today. And I'm going to use the smaller circle punch on my crocodile. So let me show you what I was able to make, and I thought it came out pretty cool. So here's one, and I found these wonderful stickers on Amazon. They look like film negatives, and I think it's perfect for that vintage slide look, if you will. And I have my little Tim Holtz little keychain there that I've attached, and that's optional. You can use a twine, string, etc. So here's one of them, and then the next size up is like this. So I use some book pages. Very simple layout, but you can dress it up. You can do some stitching. I might add some stitching on this one actually. And there's the flip side of that. Use some stickers, butterfly sticker. I love that color. And I simply wrote number 589. You can definitely type up some text, print it on your computer, and just cut it out. And then our third one is the larger one. Now my crocodile was acting up, so it wouldn't set. It got stuck when I was trying to set my eyelets. But you can add some eyelets to your vintage slide if you would like as well. So here I just used a vellum sticker. I have a bunch of these vellum stickers that I had ordered again from Amazon, so I thought it would be a great way to use it up. Now these make wonderful little embellishments in your journal. You can also make it where you can put paper on the back side so you can use it as a journaling spot if you would like. But let's start off by making the larger one here. I'll just put these aside. I've already pre-cut my card with my die, and I just wanted to show you first what those dies are. So basically they're rectangular dies, and they came from 3 different other sets that I have. But if you have a similar one, if you have like nesting dies, those would be perfect to use for this project. Now if you don't have any of these, no problem. You can definitely draw the rectangle on your scrapbook paper and cut it out. So I went ahead and wrote down some measurements for you of the 3 different sizes of our cards for today. And inside the parenthesis is the measurement of these dies. So that's what you would have to draw inside your little cardstock. So you can pause the video if you'd like to take down the measurements here. Alright, so let's work on our first one. This is the larger one. I have my antiquarian sticker book. If you have one of these, this is a wonderful resource sticker book. It has so many fun images. We have mushrooms, they have bugs, they have beautiful butterflies that we can use. And then I found a beautiful fairy. So I think for this one I want to put, where is she? There she is. Okay, this beautiful cute little fairy girl. Maybe add some flowers and butterflies to the mix. I might be using my laminating paper for this. and I'm gonna stick it down. So let me just grab that and let's start creating our vintage slide. Alright guys, I have put my stickers on my sheet, and what I've done, I've used this to kind of frame it to know where I will put my stickers, so when I cut it out it'll be the right size. And we have this other big one here, so I don't want to, you know, not use the space and waste this paper. So let me run this through my machine. I'm going to cut it to size and I'll be right back. Here is our fairy. I have cut her out. Now before I put all these pieces together, I usually like to decorate or do some stamping on the actual card. Since we're having it standing this way, we'll have to decorate it according to our orientation, which is portrait. So I'm going to use my stamp here and just kind of randomly stamp different areas over here. The reason I'm doing that is I don't want to have to stamp on the film itself and make that mistake, and I've done that in the past, so I'm trying to avoid it. Now let's see what kind of washi we can use. Maybe we can add some of this. Just do a rough tear there and add more maybe here. And then I'll just cut the excess out. Let's see what else we can add. Somewhere on the top, maybe more stamping over there. Let's use this stamp. And maybe I'll use some black ink also. Let's see. Not so pretty. But you can definitely experiment and see what works for you. We can always cover that up with this guy. So here's some paper that I think this came from, if I'm not mistaken, Your Creative Studio, one of the paper kits. So these are fun because it already has an adhesive in the back. See if that will peel that off. And then we'll cut the excess out. See how that looks on top. I think we'll add a flower in just a bit, or maybe a cute little butterfly there, but we'll do it after we do the punches so that we can see where we can place it. So now that's done, what I've done is I went ahead and put my double side tape here on the back, and what I'll do is I'll lay this on top of our laminated image here and cut out the excess. So let me just frame it and make sure we have flip it over, and we'll do the same and just line this guy up. You can definitely use craft paper, paper bag, if you would like to do the exact version of that die, that look. Just wanted to use up my scraps, so this is the color I have picked, and now I'm gonna cut the excess out. Let's use my other pair of scissors here. And I'm going to round off the corners. Round that out. Okay. We are going to get our little circle punch and see how far we want to go. I think that's not bad. I think we'll go with that. Or not, maybe a little bit further down. Hold on. Okay, a little mistake there, but I'm actually using my larger side of my circle punch here because this is our larger card. So let me see. So you want to make sure you line it up. And now we're going to pull out our badge punch and leave about just a sliver there. You'll see that gap, and then punch. And then do it here. Make sure you cannot see what I'm doing. Do it on this side. Okay, so we made our larger one. How quick and easy was that? And here's the other one that we have here. Now you can definitely again add your eyelets. Now let's make the medium-sized one. And this time we will be using some of the paper book page over there. Before we move on to the next one, I also wanted to put a little label on there, and let's use some of this craft paper. And what I've done basically is type just some text that I can use to label my specimen cards. So for this one, I simply typed, for example, Fairy 486. You can just make up whatever you would like to write. You can also put sentiments if you would like daydream. Just putting a little distress ink. So we have our little label here. It says Fairy 486. Now let's work on our next one. Now for the next vintage slide card, I mentioned that you could use it as a journaling card. So what I did was cut a rectangle window here. We're going to use a book page for the background. And for the back side, I kept it solid like this because on the flip side, we have some lines here so that we can write on it. So that's how you would make it if you would like to use it as a journaling card. So let's go ahead and get our piece of vintage paper here, and maybe we can use some flowers. Something like that. I think that looks pretty. Just simple. Or let's see what else we have here. What other color? I see something really nice and bright, but for some reason that looks good with the yellow. What do you think, guys? Should we go with the purple one? The purple one seems to fit perfectly in there. So I'll probably do that. Again, I'm just using it as a frame so I know where exactly to put it on my text page there. So I'm just going to stick this on top. And cut. I went ahead and tested to see if I would pick that other flower, but I think I'm going to stick with our purple flowers. And on the back side, we're just going to go ahead and attach that little piece here and glue it on top. I mean on the back, right there. So I'm going to be using double-side tape for this one. Then I'll get my corner rounder here. Just round off the edges. Get our crocodile, and for this one we're going to use the smaller circle punch. Let me just adjust that so I have the same distance there. And grab your little badge punch and we'll put it right next to this guy. Okay, so we have our floral one, and again I can create another label here, maybe with a sentiment this time, and on the back we have a journaling spot. How cool is that? So you can also dress this up. I see a little stamp here, so maybe I'll put that right there. So we have our stamp on there. And instead of putting one of these little chains, you can also use some twine, and we'll put that through there. So you got some twine. You can add some beads if you would like. I see a number there, so I'm going to leave this the way it is for now. Let's work on our third one, which is our smallest of the batch. And let me grab my pre-cut paper here. So I love the vintage script writing on that one, so I want to use that. So I have my other piece here, and this time let's play around with some of these stickers. I have this piece of plastic that came with some of my stamps, so I can reuse that. And let's see what it looks like underneath. This one looks really cool. I think I'll go with this one. It looks a little different from the first one I made. So yeah, the first one I made has the holes on the negative, but this one has a different finish. I think this looks pretty cool. So I think I'll go with that. So this is a sticker, and I'm just gonna stick it on top of our little film here. And then I'm gonna stick this on top like that, and then we'll just decorate a little bit more on our slide here. So let me get some double-sided tape on these two, and then I'll stick it on top of our slide there. Put it this way. And then on the flip side. Again, I'll just cut the excess paper out. Alright guys, I cleaned up my big mess, and now we're looking at all the vintage specimen cards we made today. This was so much fun. Here's a closer look at what this one looks like. And I've attached it to my journal here. So you can also use twine. I went ahead and added some beads on this one. For this one, we created a journaling spot on the back. So that's another way to use this. And we have our larger one here with the fairy. You can use a bulb pin to attach it to your journal, or little binder clip if you would like, or a ring, or even jump rings. So we have these other two. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on how to make these vintage slide specimen cards for your junk journals. Let me know which one is your favorite. Again, thanks for watching Karamia's Corner. See you next time. Bye.